It's a Tuesday. It's a daily grind. It's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday daily grind. Tuesday daily grind. Shout out Robin Hood, the movie, the cartoon. It is Tuesday. And that means I have one half of the $2 Sports Show with me because on the daily grind, we start our week off with the $2. I had Uncle Buck yesterday, and I get Buckets, a.k.a. Rusty, a.k.a. Musty, today. How are you, brother? How are you? Are you good?
I'm good, man. I am 2 days away from vacation. Well, a day and a half at this point away from vacation. So life could not be better. I'm heading to the beach on Thursday. Won't be back till next Tuesday. Like, let's go, man. Life is great right now.
What beach?
So if people listen to our show know that I spent the last 6 years living in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I've got a condo out there still. So heading out there. Taking my partner Maggie. We're going to have a great weekend together, getting away and going to check in on the condo, bring some stuff back and just beach it for a couple of days. So
are you just keeping
mad about that?
Keeping the condo? You're not getting rid of the condo, right? How long is that?
So I'm having a hard time with renting it. I was going to try and Airbnb it, but then they changed my HOA bylaws to where you can only do like a 7-month or longer lease. And don't love managing a long-term rental from far away. So going to test the market and see what's available. And then I can always take that money and put it into another Airbnb at the beach. So sorry for the long-winded answer, but the answer is I'm kind of thinking about settling it.
Give it to me. I need a long-winded answer. I think, who else could use some long-winded answers or some long-winded people are the Lakers.
Woo.
That's transition.
What a segue. Consummate professional right here.
I'm getting better. I wore my glasses today, so I could be like segue, and then I can't see anything, so we need to put those back on. That's one of the games that happened yesterday. So we're doing this. It's the playoffs are going on. I'm going to do this thing every day we have the show. We're going to check in. This is check-in number 2 with the playoffs. What series are you watching? What series are you aren't watching? What are you liking? I'm going to admit I don't care about the first series. I forget there were 3 games yesterday. To be perfectly honest.
Same. I love the Magic, their young core of Wendell Carter and Paola. Like, I love that team, but I kind of forgot they were playing last night. I didn't realize they were playing until it was the end of the Knicks-Sixers game, and they showed some highlights from it. I was like, oh, yeah, how about that?
Man. Well, we can talk about the Knicks-Sixers game second, because let's talk about LeBron and the Lakers first. Because I don't know. I kind of want the Lakers to pull one. Selfishly, they were my pick to win the Western Conference. So selfishly, I'm like, come on, y'all, don't make me look like an idiot. But I don't know what else they can do. LeBron had that wide open 3 at the end, missed it. Like, nobody else is helping them. Yesterday was a good D'Angelo Russell game, and they still can't do it. I don't know. I feel bad for him.
That was a wasted game because you got good LeBron, you got good AD, and you got good D'Lo, and you still got beat. And you were up 20 at one point.
20.
They look so tired. Like, they just look gassed. AD has hands on his knees. LeBron's getting past in the open court. Sidebar, those 5280 jerseys are some of my favorite in the playoffs. Those look awesome that the Nuggets are wearing for the Mile High City. Friggin' love here for those. But like, the Lakers look tired. They look lost. Austin Reeves, where you at, big dog? Because he didn't show up last night.
He's just not been there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
I was going to say, of course, like Rui is the next one. Like, Rui's a Grizz killer. He only shows up when they're playing that team with Memphis across their chest, right? Like, he was absent last night, absent without leave, AWO last night. And then we've got, again, they took the best shot they could from D'Lo, AD, and LeBron, and the Nuggets are inevitable. They're like Thanos, man. They're inevitable, and it's just they're gonna wear them out. The Lakers might get lucky, but it's gonna be rough to win one game.
Yeah, it's and. I don't know. Like, I don't know if is it Darvin. I think Darvin Ham is doing some weird stuff. I mean, I don't know. It looks like as soon as they switched Rui on the Joker at the end of the game, there, it was just like they couldn't do anything. That was when, and they were the AD the 2-man AD LeBron game was working pretty good, and then they just switched him for that last quarter, and it was like it was just like they didn't know what to do. Yeah, and I don't know how much of that is just Nikola Jokic being the best player currently playing basketball on the planet and being surrounded by arguably the best built team of the last since the Golden State Warriors first go around. I don't know how much of it is that and how much of it is bad coaching, but it's going to be tough for them to do anything in this series.
It didn't work down the stretch last night, and the irony is not missed on me. Of the same day that Anthony Davis says, I don't get any props or credit for my defensive skills. I'm the best defender on the planet, that he got cooked especially to end the game by Jamal Murray with what a friggin' what a shot, what a possession, just dagger, man. It was an incredible play, draw up, incredible move by Jamal Murray, and just made AD look bad.
I mean, 100%. And had it not been for the game before it, it would have been the most exciting ending to a game. But holy crap, dude, this Knicks team and that Knicks
inject them in my veins, man. I am here. That's the team. I told my shout out friend of the podcast, Micah Thomas. He and I were texting last night and this morning, and we were texting about that game. And I said, look, he said the Knicks remind me of the old Grizzlies. I said, yes, they're not going to win the East, but they some killers. And I would not want to play him. Tom Tibbs has them playing great basketball. We got a double bang last night on that DiVincenzo 3 to win the game.
I love him
for that series. Yes, I'm here for that series.
He was turned around flexing when that ball was halfway down. He knew that was going in.
He's it,
man.
God, and Hardenstein, they look good in those. Oh my gosh, future Grizz Hardenstein. That's my boy. Like I said on this show last week.
Put it out there.
Climate, I hope you're watching. I'm manifesting with thoughts and prayers, whatever it takes to get Hardenstein on Beale Street next year. I'm here for it. Dude was a monster last night. Absolutely. They had no answer for him. He beat up the post, grabbing boards, big shots, he kept that final possession alive by himself. I mean, that dude is built to be a Grizzly. And Uncle Buck in the comments saying, who says the Knicks can't win the East? I mean, maybe. Boston feels inevitable, but...
Yeah, Boston feels like Thanos, kind of. Like the Thanos equivalent on the East. They're tough.
Yeah. But I love the Knicks, dude. I love Tibbs coach teams because they're tough. They do not give a you-know-what, and they're going to play hard. And that's what they're doing right now. And, again, they had that game lost. The Sixers had that game won with about 12 seconds to go. And they just found a way to win. They are some killers, and I love that series, and I love that Knicks team.
Man, I don't know. You want to talk about other people I feel bad for, man. Joel Embiid, when he's doing the post game and he's just like, we're the better team. We're the better. It's like, bro, I need you to. I'm not gonna believe if you don't look up. I'm gonna need you to look up a little bit, just a little bit, and he never did. And
that's the sign of somebody who's beat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Maxi's sick you get a sick Maxi and a one-legged Joel Embiid, and they still perform incredibly well, and nobody else does. Kelly Oubre, who, when he was a Hornet, was a Grizz killer. I remember watching him going on. I hated watching him just kill us. And I was happy for him to, kind of settle into a role with Philly. 4 points yesterday, nothing. It's like they're getting nothing else from anybody. And
his plus minus was minus 20 something. He had an awful game. I'm going to go back though. That Joel Embiid interview was the physical embodiment of Nick Saban when they won. I think it was their second national championship and they beat Notre Dame. And he told him in that infamous halftime speech, he said, you go out there, you make their ass quit. And that's making their ass quit right there. Watching him beat in that post game he was beat. That was a whip dog, man. He was done. He ain't got that dog in him no more because the Knicks beat it out of him. I mean, it was awful.
And it's not going to get better for him. The Philly games that Philly crowd's a different animal, but
sure.
You want to give me the one team that does not give an F about your home crowd? It's these Knickerbockers. They don't care.
No. Brunson, dog. DiVincenzo, dog. Josh Hart, dog. They don't care. They're gonna
Deuce McBride, dog.
Yeah, dog. I think they might steal. They could steal one in Philly, but this feels like a 4-1 series at most, if not a sweep. And if Hardenstein keeps playing like he did last night, A, future Grizz. B, they're gonna be tough. Yep.
Well, and Brunson hasn't even had what I would call a good Brunson game yet. It's like they're doing this with Brunson having an okay shooting night. When he has his game, I don't know, man. If they they'll probably still win in Philly. I think you're right. I think it'll be 3-1 and they'll go back to the Garden. And then it's just bored. It's going to be hard. Someone else is going to have to step up, and I just don't know who.
Another guy who didn't play real well last night was OG Anunoby, former Grizz potential target. He didn't play very good last night. He was 4-10 on shoot, 40%, not awful, but 0 for 3 from 3. Didn't have a great game last night, and they still won in spite of him because you got 24 from Brunson, 21 from Hart.
Hart is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been so cold these playoffs. And like you said, Brunson is due for a 40-point night, and when they do, they're going to lap this team. They're going to double them up. It's going to be ugly.
Yep. I mean, because guess who's Nick Batum ain't gonna save him. It's not gonna happen. And we found out that was lightning in a bottle once. I don't know what they have unless
Buddy Hield ain't got
comes
nothing.
Back.
Yeah, Buddy Hield ain't shown nothing in these playoffs. Like there's like a bolo for him. Kyle Lowry is looking 38 years old, just doesn't look good. I think the Sixers are done.
Yep, I'm right there with you. What else we got games tonight? Who plays tonight? I know it's the T-Wolves.
Excited for that one. Pacers, Bucks, which is going. I think that's going to be a better series. I think Indy might pick it up more in this game, and then the Mavs Clippers is the late tilt tonight at 9:00.
I need that game to be better because Mavericks got embarrassed last time, man. And that's who I thought they looked good. That's who I thought could make a run. Not if they play like that.
I'm not any team that Kyrie Irving is on. I'm just not a huge believer in. He just feels like a drain. Like he's cooking, he's playing well. You know, Luka is good. Like I just don't know that I believe in Dallas. I never have. I called it last year that when Kyrie got traded over there, I said on our show that the Mavs were going to miss the playoffs, and they just tanked and they didn't make the playoffs. And so I'm not a huge believer in that Mavs team. Maybe so. They might turn it around. The Clippers actually are playing good basketball. I think that was more of a testament that the Clippers just played really well in game one. I don't know that that feels like another, like that one might go 5, might go 6, but I don't know that it's going to go much past 5 games.
Same. And you know what I would love to see secretly? I would love to see the Timberwolves sweep the Suns. I don't know if they'll do it, but KD can play his one-on-one game all day. Like you want to make Cat look foolish, go for it. The rest of these dudes nobody else is scoring. It's just not
I mean, Rudy Gobert is one of the most overrated players in the NBA, but Anthony Edwards is not. Dude, and so
Ant is the man.
Inject that in my veins with him yelling in KD's face the other night. Like I am absolutely here for that. Loved everything about that. And then, I mean, they're Memphis North, right? You got Mike Conley, you got Slow-Mo, you got these guys that we love. And so like, I'm with you. I want Minnesota to win because of Mike and Slow-Mo, despite Cat and Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, well, Uncle Buck said yesterday they got 2 Frenchmen on the roster, and thought that was the funniest thing in the world because he said Cat was the most French, and I was like, that explains so much. It explains so much. You know, I was like, you know what? I don't hate Cat anymore. I get it. It
tracks. It makes sense.
It tracks. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we get back, we're gonna talk about a team that isn't in the playoffs, unfortunately, but who personally I feel pretty good about our chances. Knock on wood. I don't know. We're going to talk about our roster, starting with Lamar Stevens, kind of like play a little roster Jenga after this break.
Not just the level of individual talent that he plays with, but it's also the level of his mind. We haven't gotten cross-court open shot this year. We haven't seen that pass a lot. Number one, you got to respect him going to the basket. There's a roller. I got to watch the roller. He has the mind to be able to say, I see all of that, but now I see this guy over here. I'm going to get him this open shot. How shifty he is to always be going forward. It's usually side to side. Yeah. His dribble moves are side to side, but going forward. Right. Which is very hard to defend. I just want to get you, as many times can I get you to do this? But for him, it's not here. It is here, which is are his moves to get down the floor. It's awkward for a defender to try to catch a cadence. You dribble. So now what I do is when you go put that ball down, I'm going for it. But with him, it's hard for my cadence. But what's my cadence for you? I don't know what it is.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Who do you need to step it up? Outside of David Jones, I think David Jones is David Jones.
I don't think you need him to step it up because he's been performing.
Yeah, he's David Jones. Outside of him, he's fine.
I think Quinterly needs to play better.
In what way? He's facilitating the ball well. I mean, what do you like? I don't.
2 at 12 from the field's not cutting it.
It's not great. It's not great.
And I don't need a runner 3 from the top of the key with 3.5 seconds left.
Is Virginia the game where Jordan Brown is going to cook? Those dudes aren't looking to run the ball.
Cook what? Dude, I thought he was going to have a freaking night. He came out with that fresh cut, lined up, and then literally within the first 15 seconds missed a wide open layup, and then picked up 2 fouls right away.
I feel real lied to because I thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy.
Didn't think it did anything for you.
Well, I think
we all thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy. And we are getting that in David Jones.
I'm not even getting 20 or 10 minutes out of the guy.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. You can catch that show along with the $2. I need to get the two fingers. $2 Sports Show, which has Uncle Buck and my good friend Rusty. Rusty. I don't know.
Musty Rusty. That's it. That's how
Musty Rusty feels good. That one feels good. You can catch all that over at bluffcitymedia.co. There's a lot on there. We're getting content. If you watch college basketball, there's stuff there. It's not all Grizzlies. It's kind of everything. Everything Memphis. Lots of content. Check it out. But back to the show. So yesterday I talked with Uncle Buck about the Yuta Watanabe.
RIP.
I miss him already. I miss him. About him declining his 2-point-something million.
I kind of felt like that was coming though. Like that was that felt kind of obvious.
Yes, and it honestly feels like best case scenario. In terms of like, you know what, this is agree to part ways, which I like.
You never want huge in Japan. Like he's massive overseas. So go capitalize on that.
100%. So that leaves. I'm looking at our cap hold. God loves Spot Track. Is that what it is? I don't know what it is. God love that website. It's they've already got the cap figures up for next year, and we only have 14 guys under contract now. Only 14 guys. We've only got two-way guys signed. So we have a two-way slot and we have a roster slot. Lamar Stevens cap figure is only like $2 million for next year if we want to get his non-bird rights. Do you think that roster spot we just keep? What do you that $2 million that we moved that we have available now is like right around how much it would cost him? Do you see us re-signing him? Do you want to re-sign him? If not, like, what do you think that Yuta move kind of Jenga might be the wrong word, dominoes maybe, like if that's the first domino on the Grizzlies salary cap off season, blah blah blah, what do you think it means? What would you do if you were Zach Kleiman?
You talk about a dog. Lamar Stevens is a dog. That dude fits a lot of roles for what we need. Again, we're talking about the 15th man on the roster. Like he's not going to get 20 minutes a night, but if he can come in and give you 8, 10, 12 minutes on the back end of a back-to-back that gives Gigi or, Jaren or Santi, somebody, BC a blow, because he's more of like that 3-4 kind of hybrid in there, more leaning more towards a 4. If he can come in and give those guys a rest, like, I'm all for that. I am very pro Lamar Stevens. I love his game. I love his hustle. I love his effort. He earned an NBA roster spot somewhere. If I'm Zach Kleiman, first of all, I'm trading Jake LaRavia. I got blistered for it again last week on the $2 Sports Show, but LaRavia, to me, like he had a great last month of the season. Thank you for your service. You made a great highlight tape. Get your ass out of Memphis. But anyway.
Sell high, man. Sell high.
Yeah. Exactly. Strike while the iron's hot. Absolutely. Because nobody's coming for Zaire. Zaire is a boneless wing, as Anthony Saint on our network says. Boneless wing. He ain't doing nothing.
Boneless wing.
Yeah, he's gone. Nobody's coming knocking on the door for Zaire. I feel like, Jitty is gone as well. But Lamar Stevens needs to be a Grizz next year. Big fan of that dude. I think he can fit that role really nicely and do some things that we need. Because remember, he came in and he was a double-double, right? He'd get 12 points, 8, 10 rebounds. He had some great games for us, and that's what we need, post scoring and rebounding.
Yep.
Why look elsewhere? It's already in-house, you know what I mean? And it's cheap, $2 million, especially because we're restructuring Luke and seeing what that looks like, and we may clear up some cap space by moving some guys, but it's $2 million for your 15th spot. I mean, you can't – that's tough.
He does everything that John Conchar does, but better and more consistently and bigger. He does everything that it's like you said, that 15th man, that 14th man roster spot is what Jitty was. He does everything that Jitty does, but better. And he's going to make $4 million less. Jitty makes 6.1 million next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's a lot for a dude. That's a lot of money in this, for with the new luxury tax and the new all that.
And we're fixing to be strained, right? Because we got Ja and Dez's contract, and Jaren's contract is still high. It's coming down, but we got a lot of money, and we got to re-sign Luke. We're going to probably restructure that and re-sign him. Probably going to clear some cap space with moving some guys, but BC's coming at 12.5. He's not cheap either. So you've got to make some room if we're going to make the move for the big that we need.
I mean, we will have 4 dudes making almost 20 million or more next year because Marcus Smart's making 19.9. Like 4 dudes making almost 20 million or more, and then you've got Luke and BC making over 10 million. Like that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money
for 7 dudes. I mean, that's and when you can get a guy like a hustle player, because he reminds me of JaMychal Green. Remember when J Mike would come off?
I love.
I was a huge J Mike fan. Fan. He would come off the bench and he got you those hustle minutes, and he was diving on the floor, getting boards. He's just like, he's not as tall, obviously, but he's just that dude that's that energy guy that's going to come off the bench, who's going to play big minutes when he's in there because he's a dog and he appreciates the opportunity, I think. And so very, very much like that energy guy off the bench. So I'm very pro Lamar Stevens and hope he's a Grizz for the next several years.
Me too. I hope it just seems like a cheap, easy decision to make. Cheap, affordable, not cheap. Cheap implies that the player you're getting is a cheap player. An affordable player who has that dog in him, who feels, who earned his, I don't want to say earned his stripes in Memphis, but like the dude earned it for me pretty early, like
100%. And to me, like he's also at a position that we need, that small forward, power forward kind of mix. Because like you think about the guys he's competing with, right? Like is Jordan Goodwin the guy? Well, I look at it this way, like whose minutes is he going to take, right? Because he's going to be buried deep as a backup point guard because you got Ja, you got Marcus, you got Luke who can run point, you got Scotty, and I'd much rather have Scottie Pippen Jr. as a backup point guard. So that's 4 dudes right there that's going to be stacked ahead of him. You could put Lamar Stevens in, and he could play some of those Santi or late GG minutes to give those guys some rest and be, he could be part of a small ball, hustle, high energy lineup that has Santi at the 5, him at the 4, GG, Vince, and let's say Luke or Marcus running the point. That's a tough, aggressive defensive lineup that's going to be tough to handle. So Lamar Stevens,
I agree with you.
Grizzly.
The seal of the Daily Grind seal of approval. I wish I had an animation that I could do like a CPA. Shout out to CPAs that watch the show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to finish the show because it's Tuesday, and we're going to talk about what's tubing today. What are we watching? What are we tubing? Because I've been watching some superhero activity. Just foreshadowing, it's not even a superhero movie. It's just what I consider to be superheroes after this break.
I'm just big on being able to vocalize what someone's role is. I always thought my best coaches were the people that let me know exactly what you expect from me. Now, I might not like it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you come to me man to man to say, this is how we think we're gonna play you, bang, bang, bang. And hopefully everybody understand. I'm not saying that this has not been done with this team. I'm just saying from my experience, we all have egos when we get to this game. Right. All of us. To the last person on the bench, you got an ego. But all of us can't be the man. Yeah. You got to be able to say, okay, he's the man, but what do I do and what can I do to help us be good? And if it's vocalized to you, then you know exactly and if I'm out there doing it and now I'm not getting the result from you, now we got to sit down and have another conversation. But as long as it is told to you, this is what we expect from you, this is how we want you to play, then I feel like, again, keeping this logo. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. All right, Christian.
Yes.
You are Penny Hardaway.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Today, you're going to play act. Okay? Gabe, because you're a Jordan Brown apologist, you're going to be Jordan Brown.
I'm a Jordan Brown apologist. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Y'all are sitting across the room from each other.
I said, don't tweet him hate. And he's like, you're an apologist. Like, good God. But either way, continue. We're in a room together.
Why did things break down?
Jordan, we brought you in this year to be the centerpiece of our offense. You came in out of shape. Let's call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. We play fast. Told you this when we were recruiting you. We play fast. One of the fastest paces in the country. You have to be able to get up and down the floor. You have failed at that.
Oh, well, I'm leaving. So it's fine. Cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to this Tuesday edition on the Daily Grind. And on Tuesdays, we tube. We tube on Tuesdays. It is tubing Tuesdays. There he is. He's Cuban. He's Tuesdays. He's got a haircut. I will go first. I was talking about the superheroes I've been watching. What I'm referring to is the NHL playoffs.
Oh, yes.
I think hockey players are the closest thing we have to like superheroes because one, that hand-eye coordination is intense. Like I don't understand. I don't understand. And two, ice skating's really, really, really hard. I took it in college because I thought it was going to be an easy. We had to take like a physical activity, and I was like, ice skating, easy A, not easy A. Well, I mean, it was an easy A, but I was not good at it. I had to go to the professor on the last day and be like, hey, we're not all being graded the same, right? Because like this is hard. And they're doing that, and they're fighting. They're just beating the crap out of each other. Like any sport that starts where it's like when the whistle blows, the opening whistle, and it's an agreed upon thing that we're all just going to take our gloves off and just fight, and that's accepted. I think that's sick. That is a superhero movie. That's better than half the superhero movies out nowadays. And it's like, I've been watching a lot of hockey. Nashville's still in it. Go Preds.
Go Preds, yes, sir.
Fang fingers. I don't know what they do. Just go Preds. Go hockey. I've been watching a lot of hockey. How about you?
Yeah, man. Real quick, hockey players are athletes, dude. Like you see, like I saw an interview with Ovechkin the other night, and like they look big in their pads, but then when he's standing there in street clothes, that dude's a monster. Like you don't realize how big those dudes are. Like they are athletes. When I lived in Maine for 1 year when I was in high school, and our hockey team made the state semis and lost in the semis. And me and my brother and our two best friends chased them all around the state in my buddy 1992 blue Cadillac, the long body style. Anyway,
awesome.
I chased them all across Maine. It was incredible. Like just so much fun to watch. But professional hockey is where it's at. That's the most fun professional sporting event, in my opinion, is hockey. But anyway, I digress.
You can wear like hoodies too inside, and so you're going to be comfy. It's like a comfortable temperature. You're not going to be like too hot or too cold like other sports.
Yeah, and even if you don't know what's going on, it's going to keep your attention. Like there's something for everyone. Yeah,
you go to a Nashville game, you know there's going to be like a catfish thrown on the ice, and that's just cool.
Nice.
You know,
that's dope. I mean, like, where else are you going to fight? You might have some Titan offensive linemen up there shirtless smashing beers too. Like what more can you ask for?
Good time.
Yeah. So I got called out last time I was on the show by my partner Maggie. She was like, "You're supposed to be talking about what you're watching. You talked about the Masters. Like, come on, dog." So I do watch sports. I watch things other than sports occasionally, mostly just sports. But I watched a movie. My dad and our big thing is horror movies. We love scary movies. And watched a scary movie this past weekend with him. It was more thriller than it was scary. Like the animations and the scare was a little cheesy, but the storyline was interesting and I enjoyed it. It's from 2000. It's from 2022. It's called Lullaby. Have you seen it?
No.
This couple, she's Jewish and he just converted to Judaism. And his mother-in-law sends him this lullaby book, and it turns out to be this ancient Hebrew curse that summons Lilith, this ancient
demon?
mythological, yes. And she comes and snatches your babies, like that old video. They snatching your people up. She comes in and she's like you sing the song and you do these 3 stages that they lay out in the movie, and like the plot was good. The movie was good. It was a thriller. It wasn't scary at all. It was more cheesy than it was scary, but the plot was good. It was an entertaining 1.5-hour thriller movie. It's on, I think it was Amazon Prime. We watched it, but it's called Lullaby. Definitely worth the watch for 1.5 hours. I was entertained. I kind of laughed at some of the CGI, but the storyline was good. So if you get a worn leather bound book from anybody and it's got some ancient Hebrew in it, don't read it, don't sing it, don't summon Lilith. She will ruin your afternoon and break your mirrors. That's all I gotta say.
One, you get a leather bound book from anybody in the mail, throw it away. Like if it is weird and if it is in another language, even if you're Indiana Jones, you toss that in the garbage because that is nothing good gonna come from that. Ain't nothing good. I love horror thriller movies because I just immediately am like, oh my God, what would I do? And then my anxiety just gets ratcheted up, and so I'm just like, the whole movie. This sounds awesome, and oh man, and one, don't read it. If you insist on keeping it, if you keep the horrific lullaby book, keep it closed.
Keep it closed. Like my dad and I've said that numerous times. Like it wouldn't do for me being a horror movie. I'm getting in the car driving away. I'm throwing that book in the garbage chute. Like there ain't nothing about me opening that book and then trying to decode what the language is, because that's a recipe for a horror. Like clearly they didn't read ahead in the script to know, hey, we're in a horror movie. We don't need to read this book.
See, I know my place in those movies too. I make it about halfway through. through. I'm fun. I help, and then I die. I know that I don't make it. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I don't make it through the movie. I get good screen time, but then I'm toast. I'm toast. But for something dumb, I'll be like, guys, I've got to pee, and then I'll just die.
Yeah, and I'm the guy that's at the beginning and be like, yo, I'm gonna run to the store. I'll be back, and I'm in the car and I'm out.
Yep. And then we're like, wait, where'd he go? He said
it's called an Irish goodbye. I am the king.
Oh.
Like my coworkers here, they know I'm the king of an Irish goodbye. I'm not a late night kind of guy. If we go out, we're going out tonight for Taco Tuesday about 9 o'clock. If I say I gotta go to the bathroom, y'all might as well tell me good night because I ain't coming back.
Yep. If I have a door and an easy out, see ya. Like
see you.
I don't want to hug y'all. And I'm a hugger. I'd have to hug everybody, and it's a lot of work.
And then they'll talk you into staying. Hey, one more beer, hang out, and like peer pressure. I'm like, I'll go to the bathroom. I'll be back. And then an hour later, I get a text. Hey, did you leave? Yep.
That's when you keep it closed. Like you remember flip phones? Keep it closed.
Oh, absolutely. That aggressive, like angry hang up with a razor. There's nothing like it. Like, can't believe you said that. Whap. Now, if you just aggressively hit the button on your iPhone, it doesn't do anything.
People don't know you're mad. They're just like, is that guy okay?
You just hung up. Like, hey, listen, Apple, if you're listening to the show, and I know you probably are, put that in an update, right? Give us like an angry hang up where you double tap and it's just like whap, and it closes.
You give me a flip extension, like a that's coming, right? I don't know how technology works. That's gonna do it for today's show. Thank you for tubing with us on Tuesdays. Thank you, Musty Rusty. I will see you next week. I will see everyone else tomorrow. Rob Fisher's gonna be on the show, so make sure you guys tune in.
Yeah.
We're gonna be the fish. He's gonna be on. We're gonna talk about the playoffs, talk about the Grizzlies season. I'm gonna make him play It's a Trap. It's gonna be a blast.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, brother. I will see everyone tomorrow. Have a good day today, friends.